there have been absolutely no beef bans or any infringement of anybody's rights. So I think this is really a poison. This is a misinformation that is being spread by opposition parties that are fearful. The BJP serves every Indian. Meghalaya requires even more development, even more progress.
In the run-up to the general elections 2023, the election fever is getting higher day by day. Now, here I'm being joined by the Union Minister, Sir Rajeev Chandrasekhar, who's here in the state capital. Sir, firstly, how is your assessment of the party? How is it, preparing itself for the 2023 elections?
No, my assessment is exactly the same as I think every citizen of the state, which is that Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji his government has done tremendous work in the last 5 years and actually the last 8 years, and that has really taken Meghalaya forward in many ways of infrastructure, in terms of opportunities. I actually have come here also to announce coincidentally that we are launching PMKVY 4.0, the new skilling program for the youth of India at large. And over 55,000 to 60,000 youth of Meghalaya will get skilled in the coming 12 months in new age, industry-ready skills. So Prime Minister Modi's government has done significant amount of work here and will continue to serve the people of Meghalaya. And I see really that Meghalaya requires change. It is ready for taking the next leap into economic growth and opportunities for all of its citizens. And I hope that the voters of Meghalaya will give the BJP the opportunity to serve them and make a clean break from all these traditional dynasty parties that they have experienced for the last 50 years. So that is what my assessment is, that Meghalaya requires even more development, even more progress. And the double engine Sarkar of BJP here and the BJP in the center will certainly be a big push to the growth of Meghalaya and the aspirations of its people.
When we look around here, there's still that mindset among the people that BJP is a Hindu party and Meghalaya is a Christian dominated state. So there's a lot of that mindset that if BJP comes into power, then there's going to be a beef ban. So these issues have not been addressed, So what is your take on that?
No, look, we have been in government for 9 years in the center. There have been absolutely no beef bans or any infringement of anybody's rights. Our government considers the constitution its ideology. The Prime Minister has repeatedly talked about Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, Sabka Vishwas, Sabka Prayas, which is his commitment, that his governance ideology is about serving every Indian regardless of caste, creed, color, gender or region. And there has been, thousands and hundreds and thousands of crores in public schemes, including during COVID, the Prime Minister Garib Kalyan Anna Yojana. And nowhere has even one program or one scheme or one policy of our Honorable Prime Minister ever discriminated against any one community, and let alone the Christian community. So I think this is really a poison. This is a misinformation that is being spread by opposition parties that are fearful, that are unable to compete with Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji's development track record. They have nothing else to say. They have no other way to compete with BJP's development agenda, and therefore, when they have nothing to compete on development and prosperity and progress, they resort to lies, they resort to fear-mongering, they resort to trying to divide people along these fault lines. So I want to reaffirm that this fear amongst anybody who's in the Christian community that the BJP is against any community is wrong. The BJP is an absolutely Sabka Saath, Sabka Vishwas, Sabka Vikas party. It is a party that is committed to serving every Indian and every Indian includes every citizen of Meghalaya and indeed the larger Northeast. And indeed, we are making tremendous progress and creating a tremendous amount of receiving a lot of goodwill from Christians all over the country. So I think this is a misinformation and a poison being spread by certain vested interests, and people of Meghalaya and voters of Meghalaya should ignore them as people of the rest of the country have, which is just to ignore the poison and focus on the future of development and new India.
Then how about, there's a lot of hue and cry concerning the atrocities against minorities and also Christians that we've recently seen, especially after Christmas.
Look, I think you're referring to the incident in Chhattisgarh, and it is unfortunate that an incident of violence, and there are many incidents of violence around the country, and that one particular incident of violence is being used to characterize it as a BJP incident. It is not. We know it. Anybody who understands it is a Congress government in Chhattisgarh. It is two groups of tribals who had a conflict, and there is nothing to do with the BJP in it at all. And to somehow extrapolate that or conflate that with the BJP ideology is just pure lies. It's pure misinformation. Like I said, it is being done by parties who have nothing to talk about in terms of development. There are parties today like the TMC who are running a state and running it to the ground, and because they don't want any questions asked about their own development agenda, their own development record, they constantly try and distract people with this type of lie mongering and hate mongering. I would appeal to the people of Meghalaya, the voters of Meghalaya, to treat these lies with the contempt that they deserve. The BJP is a pro-people party. The BJP is a pro-poor party and has served every Indian citizen with dedication under Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji, relentlessly and with hard work, and has done it with a corruption-free manner. It is the party that has changed the old narrative that subsidies cannot reach the poor without corruption. It is the party that is delivering subsidies every day to Indians, regardless of their religion, without any leakage, without any corruption, through the DBT mechanism. So I think it is time that we dealt with these lies as lies and rejected them with the contempt that these lies deserve. The BJP serves every Indian. A Hindu, a Christian, a Muslim, a Jain, a Buddhist, a Sikh, regardless of whether what the religion is or what their caste or community is.
Talking about the development, do you feel that there's a gap in between? Because what we're looking at, this is a coalition government, and BJP just has 2 MLAs in the government. So do you feel that those schemes or whatever the central government wants to implement, yet there's a lack in between there, because what you really want to do for the people, but it's not being implemented?
Obviously, that is obvious. I think the people of Meghalaya would be served much better, would benefit a lot more if there was a double engine sarkar, when there's a BJP government here and a BJP government in Delhi. I think that is absolutely clear. It makes a lot of sense. But where we are not able to do it, we work in an alliance and we try and still serve the people of that particular state. So that is not to say we will not be in alliance or we don't like alliances. As long as the alliance partner is agreeable to work in a manner where it benefits the people, we will work in alliances. But we certainly believe and we feel strongly that in Meghalaya, if there is a BJP government and Meghalaya does deserve a new type of government, a new change, we need to reject these 5 decades of family parties and dynasty parties and really move forward with giving every youth of Meghalaya, regardless of whether he was connected to a politician or is a son of a rich man, every youth deserves opportunities to be in this technology revolution. Every youth of Meghalaya deserves to be in this startup revolution and entrepreneurship revolution. And that is our mission. And I think that mission we can best serve if we are elected to form a BJP government. So that is our effort. That will be our effort. We will work very hard to gain the trust of every voter of Meghalaya. And hopefully we will bring Meghalaya to the levels of prosperity and economic growth that every citizen of Meghalaya deserves.
And are we expecting more union ministers to visit Meghalaya to, help the other ministers?
I'm sure there'll be many more ministers who will visit, because we are all equally committed as team Team Narendra Modi ji to make sure all of these states that have been kept out of, whether deliberately or through negligence for years, kept out of the mainstream, kept out of the economic growth agenda, and law and order and security issues continued for 5-6 decades. And it's only now that we are seeing peace. Now only we are seeing the peace dividend. So I think we will see more and more ministers come here, more and more ministers working hard to make sure that schemes, programs, infrastructure, investments come to Meghalaya. And that is our job, that is our mission, that is our commitment. And we are dedicated to fulfilling Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji's goals of a fully developed Northeast, and including Meghalaya. So we will be working very hard, and the Prime Minister is working very hard, and we will continue to do that.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Well, that was the Union Minister, Rajeev Chandrasekhar, speaking exclusively with EastMojo.com, speaking at length about the party's aspirations for the people of Meghalaya. This is Princess Rashir for EastMojo.com in Shillong.
Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to East Mojo. For any queries, put them down in the comments section below and press on the bell icon for notifications.